Okay, we're live again. All right. Should be should be all fixed now. Hi everyone. Happy Friday. Welcome to Diablo 3 leveling. Um it's not a stream without technical issues, right? Um so you'll see I have some very stylish glasses on today. I look like an old lady. Uh, and that is because I am basically fighting off a migraine, um, is what it boils down to. So, yeah, I look super cool, don't I? So I actually thought we would do something a little different this week. Um, because the anniversary event, the Darkening of Tristram, has started. Just realized I'm missing an earbud. Um, so yeah, because the Darkening of Tristram has started, I thought it would be a lot of fun to walk through some of the event and, you know, take everyone through it and how it works, how it goes. Um, if it's, you know, if that's not something that you're at all interested in, cool, I understand. But yeah, I just thought that it would be a fun little deviation from the seasonal grind. So first off, the Darkening of Tristram, which I am mushing up the town name when I say it. I know I am, so I apologize. Is the name for the event that's been held every year in January since the 20th anniversary of the Diablo franchise. Diablo 1 first came out December 31st, 1996. So it's been 23 years since this game franchise started, which is super cool. And the thing that Blizzard put together for this, actually, this is working, um, is effectively a throwback to Diablo 1, where you run through all 16 levels of the labyrinth, the cathedral, and you do that through Diablo 3. And it's pretty cool, honestly. You get to kill some old familiar faces, and yeah. So I'm seeing, bear with me just a moment, guys, because I'm seeing some weirdness with the audio. Nope, that should be good. All right, if there's problems with the audio, please let me know. Because right now it's acting kind of strange. But I don't know. We'll see. There we go. That might have done it. Honestly, I might have just fixed it. So the way Blizzard has done this event is there's two portions to it. The first portion is killing cultists in the modern environment. This gets you an achievement. Let me see if I won't pull it up just yet. So this gets you an achievement and a portrait frame for your character. The second set involves going through a portal, because we all know to trust portals, right? And you go into basically the environment of Diablo 1, and the way that they've done this is through something they call retrovision. I'm using air quotations because I think retrovision is kind of a silly term, but there you go. It's taking you back to that 1996 style graphics, you know, the kind of pixely, kind of choppy movement. So it's a lot of fun, honestly. It's a great throwback, and even if you've bought Diablo 1 through GOG, you know, it's kind of cool doing it with your Diablo 3 character. Honestly, Yeah. So the reason why we're still on the character screen instead of actually looking at this right now is because one of the achievements requires you start with a level 1 character. So we are going to do that. It's going to be a blast. And I'm going to make a monk because I feel like punching things. And yep. I want this guy to have to have access to my seasonal resources. Wow, he is very, very muscly. So to access the anniversary event, you actually have to switch to adventure mode. It does not matter what difficulty tier you have this set on. It does not impact the event. Sorry guys, give me a second. I know there's a lot of reflection in my lenses. I am sorry about that. There's not a lot I can do about that, unfortunately. But just be patient. Be patient with me. This is, I promise, much better than being out of commission for a few days. So because I am doing this season, I have access to all my Paragon points, which is super handy. And if you're not aware, what I'm doing right now to allocate 50 points in each group at a time is I'm just holding down the control button. The only time this backfires on you, I'll give you an example. Boom. Because it's actually allocating 100. So I've just put 100 points into my dex, which, you know, I would love to be able to do, but I'm not there yet. So instead, we're going to max out movement, maximum spirit, and then if you hold down the shift key, you can do 10 points at a time. And because I've just allocated all this vitality to myself, I am now stupidly low on health.
There ain't no guards around.
So we're gonna go to our nice healer, and he's gonna hook us up with some feel good. And by feel good, I mean health, as in feel good, not dying. Alright. Because I'm a monk, I want the enchantress.
Let us fight this evil together.
And I am, because I'm doing this in lazy mode, I am gonna find my gem of ease. Where's my gem of ease? I love being able to search now, by the way. It's so nice. Interesting. My gem of ease is missing in action. Oh, no, there's a gem of ease that I have, but not the leveled up one that I'm looking for. Let's play Hunt the Item. I have a feeling I know where it is, actually. So I've been working on leveling alts, basically, for fun in the season. And I started a Crusader, but I haven't finished her. I'm betting. Yep, there it is. I'm gonna pop that in the stash and switch back to our level 1. So is everyone having a good Friday night? What are y'all up to? Oops. Helps if I finish doing my allocations.
Hey, mister, I got some news.
And part of the reason why I'm doing Gem of Ease instead of the classic like leveling up experience is because I actually want to be able to use this character afterwards, so it's kind of a combo deal. I'm trying to get myself as many levels as possible. So you can see the event is live now because we have this little upside down pentagram symbol, and we pop over here. Now, according to, you know, Blizzard's flavor text, you're supposed to gather hints and blah, blah, blah. Obviously, we're not doing that. And there's the portal.
My understanding grows.
Oopsie. And we might have just screwed ourselves a tiny bit. So, I don't... Hi, Reclusive, how are you doing? I'm not 100% sure if it requires you be level 1 on Zonin. Just to be safe, we're gonna recreate our character. I would like to actually, like, go through the whole thing. I'm glad to hear it. This is clearly the most fun ever, right? Watching character creation screen. So, I've now learned my lesson. Don't equip the weapon until you're inside. If you're doing this. If you're not using Gem of Ease and, you know, kind of taking yourself through to level up this way, then obviously you're fine. Do is I'm gonna put this in my, not my stash, my bag, and we're gonna do this again. Learning experiences are never a bad thing. They may not be fully fun, but they're not a bad thing. All right. Yes. All right. Fantastic. I can mutter to myself and still keep going. So, back to the old ruins. And then to New Tristram because I forgot to grab a follower.
I've got some brand new.
So grab the Enchantress. And it doesn't really matter what follower you pick. You can have whoever you want. Straight to the portal. Now look at all that glorious, glorious pixelation. Because this is what I look for in my games in 2020. So, to walk through, real quick, what we're doing, and some of these I've earned in previous year's events. So, we're going to be killing some bosses. We're going to want to kill as many unique monsters as we can in the labyrinth. This is where the farming element comes in. I'll actually put this one. Is that to get all of them and the portrait frame that it grants, you actually have to do multiple runs. They're not all available in one pass-through. The cultist pages also grant a portrait frame, and those are available in the actual, like, regular game. So there's different areas throughout all 5 acts that you can walk through to farm them. You kill the temporal cultists, and they're guaranteed to drop a page, but they're not guaranteed to drop a unique page. So you will get duplicates. This actually, you'll see, I actually just got this today, even though I've done this event the last few years, because sometimes you don't always get all of them. Visit the Chamber of Bone, visit the Halls of the Blind. Alright, here's the one that has us starting at level 1. Is we need to start a solo game, specifically, you can't be partied up. The level 1 character in Darkening of Tristram and kill the Dark Lord. This gets you a super adorable little Diablo pet. I love him. Acquiring Wart's Leg actually is a process. It's not just a drop. And visit the Dark Passage, which is what it sounds like. But back to Wart's Leg. You actually have to go through this whole process in order to get the Wart's Leg transmog. So there's a full, like, set of steps. It starts with the black mushroom object in the labyrinth level 9, and hopefully we will see it and go from there. I think it's actually supposed to be a guaranteed spawn, but I can't quite recall. So look at this beautiful pixeliness. Look at how amazing this is. Check them up for a second. And of course, because I'm level 1, like, I have 1 ability. So, this is gonna be good. Oh no, a slain houndsman with a short sword. So, now we are in the labyrinth level 1. And this is such a fun throwback. I'm gonna be using the word throwback a lot. I'm really sorry, because I mean, games don't exist like this anymore. Or if they do, like, they're deliberately, you know, the 8-bit pixel style. And you can see, like, the solid color for the resources and health. They actually make the whole bar in the kind of older style. And if you look at the gold, the text is also the older style. So yeah, it's just it's fun. It's a little fun throwback. There, I used it again. It's retro. It's retro vision. And then, of course, because I have the gem keys, I'm getting effectively all the levels over. I didn't, and actually I probably should have. I did not set anything in Kanai's Cube, but clearly we're not suffering. I love the way this looks. I'm not gonna lie. It's such
beneath the endless tide.
warm fuzzies, amusement. And what's interesting is you will see blues and greens, or blues and yellows, and the occasional, you know, green set item and orange legendary. Oh, that's so cool! I'm glad that Blizzard Watch has helped you learn more about the cube. Nice cube is, I don't want to say surprisingly important. I'll call it surprisingly helpful. Because you just end up getting so much flexibility out of it. Are you playing through a season now, Reclusive? Like, are you playing through season 19? By the way, you don't have to, like, break all the barrels or, you know, go around the entire map and everything. You are gonna wanna kill the elites as they show up. No, that's the wrong button. I will say you're kind of missing out because the Pandemonium buff is really fun. But, like, seasonal play is not for everyone. Playing the same content over and over again is not for everyone. You know, play the games that you enjoy, man. Especially, you know, it's a new year. It's 2020. If you're not going to play the stuff you enjoy, why are you doing it? I love the walking. It's, you know, it's so fantastic. Ooh, dark passage. Exactly, I actually Now, the one thing that's kind of frustrating, at least to me, is that because it's, you know, done such a number with the colors and the resolution, it can be a little hard to pick out. And of course, I'm wearing filtered glasses. So, real quick, these are actually blue filter lenses that clip on to normal glasses. And so, the whole combination means that it's actually a little hard for me to see the mobs right now. But it's all good. Yeah, a lot of people, you're not alone in that, Reclusive. A lot of people play to get the stylized wings. And then it's like, okay, I'm done now. I actually like, you know, working towards the leaderboards. I don't know if I'll actually get there, but who knows? Also, it kind of cracks me up that I'm just killing stuff by by leveling. So yes, I do need to visit the Dark Passage. I have not knocked that out yet. Reading is fundamental, guys. Words are hard. Yay! Let's see what's down here. And by the way, I haven't changed any of my abilities. I haven't customized the build or anything. I am running around getting stuff. Just for the fun of it. Everything is frozen from the Look, we're getting gear as we go. I love the old school styling that they use. That's fun. Like, the gear that drops during the event, or like in here in the labyrinth, is actually styled with the same icons and such. Older game. Now, these one-off achievement areas, like the Dark Passage, will not have anything in them that you are required to do to complete the main achievement for the Darkening of Tristram, which is, you know, slaying the 4 main bosses. So that's important to remember, is that this, you know, coming down here, it gets you an achievement in and of itself, But you are not required to like stay in there, kill things. I'm just doing that for the XP. And it actually got a lot brighter. I wonder if that's part of throwing everything down here. Interesting. Look at me walking. Doop, 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 doop. I won't say I'm easily amused by things, but I am amused by this.
A powerful ability.
That's a lord. I think.
I practiced so long.
I can't remember what the better one is at the moment. Reclusive, are you enjoying your new year so far? What's funny is Monk was on my original list. I was gonna do a wizard or a monk, and then I ended up doing a demon hunter, who I've been having so much fun with. But it's honestly kind of fun playing the monk too. Like, it's a completely different experience than the demon hunter. Oh wow, your second busiest month of the year? That's intense. And here's the picture, and this is it. Well, I'm glad that it's been quiet so far, and hopefully you're not too stressed out during work. So the Butcher's Cleaver dropped. That I think it's a guaranteed drop actually, and that will give you
I would have done the same.
a transform specifically for that item. So then you can transform your stuff with the Butcher's Cleaver, which is again, this is for fun. This is, you know, you're doing this for achievements, you're doing this for a few fun cosmetic items. It's not like, you know, doing this event is gonna make your D3 experience wildly better or different, or any, I mean, it's definitely different. If you want to skip this and grind your way through GRs, by all means, please, like, do what you will have fun with. Oh, yeah, spring back to school is intense. I worked with the university for a few years, and yeah, it's not boring. That's for darn sure. I don't actually remember what I'm gonna want. So I'm just picking random items. Oh, we already got Exalted Soul. Yeah, fall back to school. Oh my god. I remember pretty much every time the students were coming back, it was like immediate increase in stress and traffic, honestly. Especially, you know, move-in day, because I work in IT, and so everybody's trying to hook their stuff up, and how do I hook up my Xbox? Why are you asking me this? Like, I shouldn't say, why are you asking me this, because, like, work in IT, but I didn't work in that part of IT, so it was just really interesting because we would get, like, effectively the all hands on deck.
My mind is stronger. Your claws are revealed.
Okay, the seasonal stuff cross with the graphics filter is kind of nuts. I'm not gonna lie. Something else that's kind of important to point out in all this, like, I'm being very thorough. We're only in Labyrinth level 3. There's 16 levels, guys. So, there's gonna be, they're not huge maps, but there's a lot to check. And honestly, I say they're not going to be huge maps. They're roughly the same size as the D3 Cathedral maps. So, you can speedrun through all this. And in fact, I'm probably going to spend some time real quick putting the monster ability skill on my barb. But anything else in here? I think it's Tempest Rush. And I will go through all of these later. Okay, Dashing Strike's the other one. Pretty sure. Yeah. I think it's actually Dashing Strike. I'm getting my skills crossed. So. Not feeling my best, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. But I'm glad that you're here with me. Hanging out. I do appreciate that. It looks like he's waddling. I'm not gonna get over that. It's so silly. So right now I'm doing this, by the way. I said earlier, you do not have to select a different difficulty tier or like something up or anything because it does not impact this area.
is impossible.
So, because I've actually done the bulk of the achievements in previous events, we won't see them like tick off or anything on, like we won't see, you know, achievement added or unlocked. Words are hard. But I'm still doing this because I have not actually killed the elite. So I still have that achievement thing. And it is totally doable over the course of the month. This event runs from today, it unlocked at 4 p.m. Pacific, and it runs 31st. So you have time to, if like, of course, that's assuming that you do, which I do very much. I just shattered a rotting coffin. I feel a little guilty about that, I'm not gonna lie. So one of the reasons why I keep checking the map pretty regularly, not because, you know, I'm directionally challenged, it's because the elite spawn points change. So I want to make sure I'm actually covering all my bases since I'm trying to kill all of them. That's a little creepy. We got 2 stone sarcophagi. Kind of chilling there. I know I said I feel guilty about breaking the coffins. That's not going to stop me from doing it. That's true. They're probably filled with undead that are just going to try to smash my face, and I don't want my face smashed. So, if there's anything that Diablo epitomizes, it's kill them before they kill me.
During the last days of kingly Auric's reign, even the skeletons of the ancient dead could not rest. They took centuries of weapons from war, ready to cut down anything that yet breathed breath. Though wasted and fragile, these creatures possess a twisted cleverness that makes them quite formidable.
The anniversary event is really one of those things that I look forward to. Like, the seasons are pretty consistent in terms of starring, and yeah, the theme changes, but otherwise, like, they're always there. But this is a once-a-year thing. It's special. And it's still relatively new. They started doing this in,
This cannot be opened yet.
2017.
Beyond the wall of heroes lies the chamber of bone. eternal
Chamber of
death
Bones.
awaits
Alright,
any
let's go check it
who
out.
would seek to steal the treasures
There's another
secured
one
within
out
this room. So speaks the Lord. So written.
It's really interesting. They're frozen. So am I basically shattering them as I hit them? Kind of what it seems like. Force move, it's working, but alright, so we're gonna go back to the entrance, and then I'm gonna actually Hearth to town. It's not Hearth. I'm gonna use the town portal to clean some of this up. And you'll see the art form goes back, like, as soon as you zone in. So, these weapons and the helm do not auto salvage. You actually have to do it by hand. And it's because they're you know, special. But I'm gonna be doing air quotes a lot, probably. I feel like air quotes define, you know, a good chunk of this event. And if you're like, wait, but why didn't you, check to see if any of that was upgrades before you destroyed it? We're moving through this, at a quick enough pace that more gear will drop. I'm not stressing about it. Keep hitting S. I do remember why. There we go. Silly rabbit. There, now we got shit. So we are all stiffed out. And basically we just made a big circle. Alright, I actually want to see... filtering this for a second. Okay. Wild Touch, Shadow Crow, Blight Thorn, Steel Mace. Wow, I've already knocked out a few. Broken Storm, Steel Skull the Hunter, and Viper Flame. So I can always research something.
My path becomes clearer.
I'm really stressed about it, but I'm not yet. This is our first run through. I'm just having fun. It's what I'm always gonna tell you to do too, is have fun with it.
You ask is important.
That makes me happy. Some people take games very seriously, Reclusive, and I I'll get frustrated, but at the end of the day, it's a game. Have fun with it. If you're not having fun, it's what you're doing. this is why I am not a pro gamer.
I will not do that.
Die. So pixelated. So amazing. One thing that's kind of nice about those is that even though the look and feel and even the music, I don't know if you can hear it, that the music is different. It's the older music. Your mechanics are essentially also the same. They haven't changed anything about that. Ouch. Sorry. I'm breaking something. I love how the demons die.
I cannot open
I can see
Oh,
what you see not.
blind. So this area is fun and super creepy because you see that there's only this little halo of light around me. Lots of smoke, and you can't really see
Then you see
you got it, you know, obviously.
light should be out of darkness,
But
out of
yeah,
mind.
it's kind of spooky. And what is Diablo? I ask you. Also, it, like, one part of that I don't like is that it makes it vaguely jump scare-ish. I'm not a huge fan of jump scares. I like, you know, kind of that classic build-up horror. I would describe horror. So that's less awesome, but
raise me to new heights.
ooh, level 40. So we're getting some good XP out of this with the gem of these. Okay, I think I made this look like a character, but...
Your claws are revealed.
This is also an area where Dashing Strike becomes super useful because, okay, I can't really see, so I'm gonna go shooting through
What you
and
ask
just
is impossible.
attack by virtue of moving whatever is around me. Cool. So we are at the end of the hall level. Oh! Look at that! Check that out. You love jump scares? It's just not for me. You know, so I have friends who adore the jump scare style, and yeah, I like the build up. I like the not knowing and just slowly getting more and more like eerie. But also, if that's the only way you get scared, like, that's the way you're gonna enjoy it, right? This is all still the Halls of the Blind, by the way. We're trying to get back into Labyrinth level 7. So, that is another achievement. Let's switch back. Visit the Halls of the Blind. And you don't have to go through there entirely. I did.
It cannot be.
There go my exploding chickens. Ooh, what do we got here? Nice. Very nice. To have missed a person. The other nice part about doing this is being in this particular area is that there's lots of doors. Stuff is interconnected, so it becomes I'll say fairly easy to backtrack. I don't want to be like, yeah, it's cake. So, you know, you don't have to worry about it. And, you know, it's gonna take some time if you're gonna backtrack. But alright, level 8, we are halfway done. Yeah, this also doesn't the amount of time that it takes to do Darkening of Tristram is not in the initial run through. It's the farming for the various elites. That's really what, I don't call it a time sink, but that's where your time ends up going. Is trying to and I mean, you may not want to. Portrait frame, you might be like, nah, I don't care. That is totally cool.
Beneath the endless tide.
Who are you? Well, now you're mad and dead. Sucks to be you. I'm awful, I know. Ooh, a dead end. Love it. My little waddle. Killed Baron Sludge. There's a heck of a name. Baron Sludge. That's just charming. Alright. Interesting. Okay, so there's the door. Let's go back down here. Because I want to make sure I'm missing. like, I have few enough left. I don't think I will get it all in this run, but it's one of those where I want to be extremely careful, because I would be like, oh yeah, because he didn't go down there. Cool. By the way, that is not an achievement. I'm just punching barrels for the fun of it. Oh wow. He's kind of wonky looking in the pause menu. That's a bit goofy. Gotta say, that's kind of cool, but it's weird, man.
It's hot down here.
Sling hero. That's what we would have been in D1. So, I don't know. I don't know if everybody knows the story behind this. Oh, there's the black mushroom that we need. So now we've got the first step towards Worth's leg. Awesome. So, the cathedral, as you can see, basically chock full of universe. And by the way, they covered some of this in the novels. But anyways, the younger son of King Leoric, Prince Albrecht, I'm probably saying that wrong, went missing. It's because he was... It occurs to me I should probably caveat this with spoilers, even though we're talking about a game that is 23 years old now. But anyway, he goes missing. And the Archbishop is... who is Lazarus. We see that name earlier. The Archbishop Lazarus is charged with finding him. So he is sending adventurers into the cathedral. So the original dungeon would have been us going through the cathedral, trying to find out what happened to the prince. By the way, I am massively simplifying the plot.
I can't carry any more.
The flare. Yeah, this is definitely oversimplification. No place to put that item. I have to go get rid of it. If you're curious, Matt Rossi has done a write-up of this backstory about, you know, what Diablo was doing in Tristram.
I am returning to town.
So I highly recommend you go read it, because Diablo, like, it's a game, but it also has a story behind it, and the story is actually pretty intricate. It's pretty involved and detailed. Conflict Blade of the Whale, which I have gotten 3 times. There's our old mushroom. Mixing it in a cauldron will yield a special brew. Spoiler, that's the next step for that. But that's also why you see the dead villagers around, because people were basically coming into the cathedral and the labyrinth or I should say being sent into, with the thought that they were going to be looking for this. And in reality, they're basically which, kind of harsh, if you ask me. Like, basically, they lived in this town, and because of that, they got the short end of the stick. But if you want to see the full story, definitely go read it.
It cannot be done.
It's a lot of... It's very interesting, I'll say. We're on level 11. My goodness, we are just trucking right along. Why is level 11 so empty? There we go. I was about to get really suspicious. Like, did I go the wrong way? Did I go backwards instead of forwards?
I will not do that.
Okay. Crap. And this is where trying
What
to
you
be
ask
completion
is
gets
impossible.
a little tiring, because now I gotta go all the way back. Not all the way, but you know what I mean. Trying to knock this out. But I get some shiny stuff out of it, so that's cool. It's also nice as, you know, the map looping. Because now I don't have to, like, go everywhere. I know where everything... I've done the whole thing now. Also, if you see an occasional flash of light, that's me accidentally proccing Blinding Flash because I have my one bound to my mouse.
It cannot be done.
Only 4 more after this.
I thought there would be more.
The Enchantress, Irina, is complaining that there weren't enough to kill. So this is Labyrinth level 12 in this, which would have been the last level before entering the 4 levels of the So it was the Cathedral, the Labyrinth. Oh, I'm forgetting the 3rd one. Awesome. And then Hell, where you go after the Dark Lord. Which is our end goal in this one too. We're still trucking along with the levels. Not bad at all. see what I mean about being just a big circle. So there's level 13. That's fun. Isn't that fun? It's not really fun. Another type of demon. I forget how many types there are. Hello, Retro Raven. How are you doing this beautiful evening? Welcome, welcome. We are playing the D3 anniversary event, the Darkening of Tristram, and going through killing demons, which is effectively what we do every week, but now they're pixely demons. Okay, yeah. It's gonna take a while to get back.
I will not do that.
It needs me some more cooldown reduction. Okay, 4 more levels to go.
What you ask is impossible.
Another tome.
The armies of hell in his wake lay the mutilated bodies of thousands.
Also, listening to the tones is kind of fun because you're getting the backstory.
Sacrifices to the dark ones, who scream for
Alright.
one thing.
Three more.
It cannot be done.
Alright. I don't know if you guys saw, but that was lockdown,
I must lessen my burden.
which is sad.
I need to go
Wanted to
back.
make sure his king was safe and sane, and it did not happen. He ends up having to kill him. Oh my gosh. And once we get down to level 17, level 17, the imaginary level. Once we get down to level 16, I will check where we're at. How many more elites there are to be killed. That is fire. That is not a door. Yep. But that is. And that's elite.
I will not do that.
Right? Like I said, everything's circle, so we're back down to that. I'm pretty sure I just guillotined.
What you ask is impossible.
Pretty darn sure. I have the hiccups. That's fun.
I will not do that.
That is gross. Gross. I know. Who am I to judge bloated corpses? Wow, we're actually doing pretty good on the leveling front, guys. Like, I would not call this consistent XP. And we're at 45, so that gem of Eve really just kills it.
I will not do that.
I mean, obviously. But
What you ask is impossible. It cannot be done. What you ask is impossible.
Alright, guys. We are on the last level. So, just to recap, we've done the Halls of Blind, the Chamber of Bone, the Dark Passage. We're going after the Dark Lord. We've gotten the Butcher. I don't know if I remember seeing the Skeleton King or Archbishop Lazarus, but honestly, like, this goes quickly enough that it's very possible we already did that. And I did say I was going to check how many unique monsters I had left. So I have Vile Touch, Shadow Crow, and Broken Storm. Awesome. So I only have 3 left. That, I mean, that could be... Book of Lazarus. Oh, wait. Okay, so single click and ports you up there.
What you ask is impossible.
That is so there must be another book around. Shall see it. Yep. Oh, and there's one. Wow, he drops a lot of stuff. And finally, we have a portal to level 16.
This cannot be opened.
Are
revealed.
Particular route that it's and there he is, Diablo himself. Look at this beautiful, beautiful cinematic. Let's watch. So, to recap what you just saw, that was the red soul shard, which we actually get as a drop. I'll show you it. And if you read the flavor text, this looks like it was part of the infamous red soulstone. That's what was binding Diablo to his host, which was the Prince.
I can't carry any more.
So, how sad is that? You end up having to kill him. Not Diablo, the Prince.
I need to go back.
Clear out some more junk. And of course, now I'm gonna pay a little more attention. So the red soul shard is guaranteed drop from the Dark Lord. And it's, you know, a normal legendary gem. The struggle for control, if I remember correctly, that will actually stun you. So yes, you explode in fire, but you're also stunned. And that's the anniversary event, guys.
It cannot be done.
Yeah, we ran through that probably in about an hour. It doesn't take very long, and you know, we were being very deliberate in the process. So we started with a level 1 character for a reason, because the goal is to knock out the eerie red glow, which is referring to the red soul shard. And this actually gets you a little mini butcher Patt, which I'm going to show you. He is just the most adorable pixely. He's got his meat, he's got his cleaver. He's super evil. I love it. I love him so much. If you can't tell, because, you know, I'm gushing about him right now. So yeah, that is the entire event. Now we did get the piece, the rotten mushroom for Wirt's leg. So what I'm gonna do is double check that right now. Because there's actually a few steps involved. Alright. So we need to take that back to the old ruins. And what we're specifically needing is Adria's hut. If I remember correctly.
Your claws are revealed.
Yep. Oh, hang on. The event. I did this wrong. Oopsie daisy. That's cool, because you know what? We just run on back. Run on back to the portal. Alright. Same dealio.
I cannot open this.
Ooh. If I remember correctly, that is related. When you click the cauldron with the mushroom, it creates the witch's brew. And from here, we need to find someone's corpse. It says this strange concoction has been steeping for several years now. That's a really long cook.
What you ask is impossible.
All these corpses. We need Farnham's corpse. There he is. So that's now been exchanged. From Farnham, we go to Ogden. Ooh, that's Griswold. There he is. There's his ghost. And we get Garda's letter. From there, we go here. This is why all these corpses are here and clickable, by the way. These specifically named corpses. And you see the ghosts after you click them. Like they're different from the corpses in the actual cathedral event in the labyrinth, because this process is what gets you the blacksmith plan for Wart's Leg. So now go back to town. Correctly, it counts as a... What is that? Yep, there we go. And it only uses reusable parts. So, let me craft this. And there's the achievement. So, I believe the only thing I have left, yep, is killing 3 mobs, and that'll get me a portrait frame. So there, that. Oh, and I should mention that Wart's Leg then becomes a transmog. So
It cannot be
I don't know
done.
if this will work because it's a 2-hander. I might need to craft a 1-hander as an example. Oh, the Mystic can't transmog this item, right? Let's see. I have. That's a 2-handed barbarian weapon. Let's try this guy. Transmog. It should be down here. There it is. You basically run around hitting people with a peg leg. How fun is that? The other bit, this red soul shard, let me see if I can get a helm with a socket out of crafting. I could probably get it with Algin's Peak. But we got it first try. That's cool. So now we have a new transmog again. This time I'm gonna put that there. And there it is. How creepy is that? I wish I could zoom in. Yeah, let's actually do that transmog, because I want you guys to see this. It's so eerie looking. And quite frankly, I adore it. So, yeah, I'm probably going to run the anniversary dungeon again at least one more time. I have a feeling it's gonna take me more than one run to knock out my remaining salvaging. Okay, so there's another bit here. We've crafted Wart's Leg, right? Now, if you salvage this, I want to make sure you guys have all the tips and tricks. So we salvage, and it's supposed to give us a map? Yep. So now we go back to Adria's hut in the event. In case you weren't tired of Adria's hut yet.
I will not do that.
And what we're looking for, see these cow corpses? So we need to click them in the sequence described here. And this should trigger, yep, there we go. is actually a really small area. This is not particularly huge to explore, and it is not the cow level. It looks like it, but it's not. And we're going here. So now we have a little calf pet. How cute. Let's find it. Check out this little guy. How adorable. Alright. So, we actually got an extra out of this. Going back to New Tristram. Because I only have 3 left, I don't know if I will do a full run for my next one. Let's see, Vile Touch, Shadow Crow, and Broken Storm. Shadow Crow is supposed to be on level 5. Or, that's where Shadow Crow has the option to spawn. Vile Touch is level 12. And Broken Storm. I feel like we actually killed Broken Storm. That's a little frustrating. There's actually a couple different ones with Broken in the name. Okay, Broken Storm is level 9. So yeah, so I should not need to go back and do more, like do another full pass, but I might, honestly. Like, it really depends, because it doesn't take that long. This is not really an upgrade for me. And then we've freed the soul shard, but it's still our transmog. So because it's 11:30 for me, it's 10:30 as far as our scheduling time goes, but because it's already 11:30, I'm actually going to go ahead and end the stream a bit early today. But that's the entire anniversary event. It's pretty easy to knock out, as you can plainly have seen. A lot of the rewards are, you know, quite frankly, pretty cool looking. The red soul shard transmog is nuts, honestly. One that I knocked out earlier was the portrait. I'm not gonna find it now. The portrait frame for the angel achievement. There it is, classic angel. So that's for getting the cultist pages, knocking that out, and the other one is for killing all the unique monsters, and that gets you the classic demon, which is a slightly different frame but the same shading. So yeah. Thanks for hanging out tonight. As always, I will be back next Friday. We will probably return to season 19 and grinding out Paragons and Greater Rifts to get onto the leaderboards, because we are actually pretty close. We have streams pretty much every day of the week, so please, you know, pop in. Tomorrow morning is Overwatch with Nico. Wake up and grind. It's a lot of fun. I honestly learned a lot from it checking it out last time, so I highly recommend you come by and see her and say hi. Yeah, so I hope everyone has a fantastic weekend. Great start to the new year.